Good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. So I woke up early this morning, Saturday morning, and there's a lot of commotion, a lot of noise outside. And I thought, is that like a signal? Is that a sign? You know, all these players linked to Arsenal, this player, Declan Rice, Romero Lavia, Kai Havertz, is that all just surface noise? Just trying to distract us from the real problems at Arsenal? I don't know. But what I'm going to tell you is that we're going to get into this one, a bumper live show on the other side of this music intro. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back again to Cannon Fodder TV, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. And I've got to remind myself there is a disclaimer. But before I get into the disclaimer, remind everyone that we are streaming simultaneously. That means at the same time on Cannon Fodder TV as well as Guna Matters. Click the like button for. Sorry, it's somewhere over here. Click the like button on Cannon Fodder TV, but make sure you go over and subscribe to Guna Matters. Now, disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. These are my opinions, not necessarily shared by Guna Matters. I repeat, these are my opinions, not necessarily shared by Guna Matters, or Glenwyn, also known as Guna Matters. All right, just thought I'd give you guys a heads up, yeah? These are my opinions, not necessarily shared by Guna Matters, although we are streaming simultaneously together at the same time. These are my opinions. I thought I'd get that disclaimer out the way. All right. So like I said, it's going to be a bit of a bumper show, but I can probably knock this one out of the park inside 30 minutes because I thought, you know what, if Guna Matters can get everything kind of crammed in inside 15 minutes, so can I. No, I can't. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Anyhow. Surprise, surprise. There is no surprise here. Declan Rice. Now, according to the Sun newspaper, Arsenal want Declan Rice and Romero Lavia to form a dream team midfield pairing. Now, Southampton value Lavia, 19-year-old, at £45 million, but the Gunners now see the Belgian midfielder as a better option than Moises Caicedo of Brighton. Well, if that's the case, then you have to sign both these players. That's all you have to do, Arsenal. Again, it is the Sun newspaper. I have seen Guna Matters' 15-minute video he did yesterday. Wonderful content there. But I'm not convinced that Arsenal are seriously looking at Declan Rice. I'm not. You would probably... Declan Rice is not going to sign for Arsenal. That is my opinion. That's my opinion, because if you're saying one thing, but you're doing something else, then surely you need to change what you said initially. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Arsenal said back in January that Declan Rice is the priority signing for the summer transfer window. Back in January. So you've got how many months? Like 7 months to get to this point. And then you're mucking about. You're not paying the money. You're not even meeting the fee. What's the fee? £100 million. Now, I strongly disagree that he's worth £100 million, but that's just my opinion. Arsenal, if you're saying again that he's a priority signing for the summer, then just pay the money. You've had all that time to keep in communication with West Ham and all the people over there, and now comes the time you're mucking about and you're coming with a short-handed first bid. Pay the money. If you are really serious to buy Declan Rice, pay the money. Which leads me to believe that Declan Rice is not the number one target for Arsenal, at least in this transfer window. He is not going to be signed for Arsenal. Again, that is my opinion. It's my opinion. You know, again, Arsenal, they say they want Declan Rice and Romero to form a dream midfield pairing. But Arsenal could face... Now, here comes the cookie cutter. Cookie cutter? Well, I think this is where there's going to be an impasse. All right, Arsenal could face competition from Man City for Lavia, who include a buyback in clause in the sum of 10 million, 10 million point five, so 10.5 million move to the Saints. Now, the Gunners remain locked in talks, apparently, for Rice. But I'm looking at Man City again. I'm looking at Man City again, who hold all the trump cards. They've got all the trump cards. They've just won the treble. They're not invincibles. That's never going to happen. But again, you look at the options. The options are limited, but the options are there. Going to Arsenal or going to Man City. I know where I would choose. Although I've been supporting Arsenal for many years, I'd rather go to a club where I know I'm guaranteed to win trophies, major trophies. It will have to be Man City. And that's why I believe that all this mucking about, coming with a bid nowhere near the asking price for Declan Rice, in steps Man City, boom, they've got him. Period. I don't know. Anyhow, shall we go on to the... Actually, what else did I want to say about Romero Lavia? Not much more than, again, I don't believe that he's a serious target for Arsenal. £45 million does seem quite a lot for a 19-year-old. Well, he's played in the Premier League. He played for Southampton and beat. You can see the picture there. They beat Man City. It's quite interesting, isn't it? They beat Man City, but yet they got relegated. But yeah, I just don't think, for now, anyway, at least, Romero Lavia is a serious signing, or even Arsenal, looking at him, to be honest. I can't see that happening. Really, I can't see it happening. The second, because this goes on and on to the break of dawn, to be honest. Again, it's the silly season, isn't it? And I've got to say one thing. My wife has always said to me, "Stop doing this. Stop doing this. No, your stress lines. Don't get so stressed, Alex. Just relax." My wife says. So I will relax. All right, for the next news segment at least. Kai Havertz. Now, I've just recorded a video. It's yet to be edited, which will be coming up, I'll say, within the next couple of hours. Bayern Munich target Kai Havertz. Yeah. Bayern Munich have joined the bidding war for Chelsea, star Kai Havertz, amid interest from Arsenal. According to Sky Sports journalist Florian Plettenberg, Bayern are keen on Havertz. However, Plettenberg claims the Gunners' interest in the versatile forward is more concrete. The German international is viewed as an alternative to Eintracht Frankfurt's Rondal Kolo Muay and Juventus' Dusan Vlahovic. Again, I don't want to say too much because I've just recorded a video in regards to Kai Havertz. All I would say is I do not want Arsenal to buy another Chelsea player. There's a reason why clubs like Chelsea and Man City give us their players, because they're not seen as any, where near potential of, or bring them to the promised land. Where's the promised land? The Premier League title. So I'm not interested in Kai Havertz at all. But that's just me. That's just me. The other news segment, again, like I said, it's a plethora of new segments on this show over here, is in regards to, again, about Moises Caicedo. Now, the Metro over here says, why are Arsenal pulled out of the race to sign Moises Caicedo? Well, because they want to allocate as much of their funds to purchase Declan Rice. It's just as simple as that. I don't know what the final figure is, how much we do have in the coffers, or the war chest, or the transfer budget. But again, you've had all this time since January to sort this out. Moises Caicedo will not be coming to Arsenal. That's where I said it. I'm going to upset a lot of people now. A lot of people are going to get all those comments there. Alex, how can you say it? How can you be so negative? Well, because I've seen what's since I've been doing the channel, transfer news, I can see the regular patterns. I see the patterns. And we're going to talk about something off the beaten track, and it's not transfer related, unless Jack Wiltshire is coming out of retirement at least, anyway. But yeah, Jack Wiltshire, there is a revelation from Jack Wiltshire. Yeah, Arsenal hero, under 90s manager Jack Wiltshire has revealed he suffered a serious injury at the age of 19 that a surgeon feared would leave him unable to walk. Wiltshire told Wrexham goalkeeper Ben Foster on Foscast, my first injury was my worst, and I paid a lot for that. It was my right ankle. It was like the talus, which is basically you have your fib, and then this little bone that sits on top of your fib, and your ankle joints, and I fractured that. I went to see the specialist surgeon, and he was like, I've never seen that. We've seen it in one person. It was a snowboarder. You could imagine their ankles are locked in and they can bend it like that. So they got in another guy, a specialist, to do the surgery. And I didn't know that this until a few years later. So then I went back. It must have been 6 years later. I was 25 and went back to see the surgeon. And he was like, oh, you're still playing? Oh, my goodness gracious me. Oh, dear. Jack Wiltshire, man. Imagine that, age 19, just kind of starting out your career. It doesn't necessarily have to be Arsenal, a professional career as a professional footballer, and you have a career-threatening injury. Age 19. Anyway, I just wanted to put this up very, very quickly. So remember, Jamie Carragher said there's no guarantee, of winning trophies if Declan Rice chooses Arsenal. I'll leave that right there for you. Anyway, there has been a poll that we did a couple of days ago now. Was it a couple of days? It was a couple of days. So let me just kind of check in that for the last time before we think about something else we can quiz all of you about. And the poll question was about Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, choose only one, yes or no. We have received 862 votes, 19 thumbs up, and 5 comments. I haven't responded to all the comments there because there's one comment that came this morning whilst I was driving my wife to work. So I've not responded, and there's a fly. Give it a whack. So I've yet to respond to that comment there. So the question is, Kai Havertz, choose only one, a yes or a no. 862 votes. I tell you what, this one, it's a close one. I can't believe it. I don't believe it. It's a close one. Would you have Kai Havertz at Arsenal? Anyway, let me give you the results because I'm not going to be reading this one again. So out of 862 votes, 19 thumbs up and 5 comments there, 44% of you say yes, you would have Kai Havertz at Arsenal. Thank goodness for the other side. 56% of you, of the percent of the votes, say no. No to Kai Havertz at Arsenal. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised how close it is. Deluded lot. All right, okay, let's see. What else do we have here? So begging your pardons. Well, let me make sure I'm back on track. Okay, so I just need to make sure I do have this. Okay. Right. So before, I need to check out our Twitter feed to see if there's been any comments there. Just a quick reminder that in the next couple of hours, I would say, or a little bit longer than that, there will be a video that I've given about Kai Havertz. The latest news about Kai Havertz, is he coming to Arsenal? You have to wait and see for that. And also, we are streaming simultaneously on Guna Matters. And the disclaimer is, my opinions are not necessarily shared by Guna Matters and vice versa. So there's a disclaimer. Okay, so just because I'm saying it, because we're streaming simultaneously on his platform as well as ours, it doesn't necessarily mean that he agrees with my opinions and vice versa. Okay? All right, so let me go into our Twitter feed, Twitter, and see if there's been any comments here. And I understand it's early doors. Here it's just 15 minutes after the hour of 11 a.m. in the UK. So I imagine a lot of people must be sleeping. Gonna be sleeping. All right, let's have a look here. And let me just quickly retweet. Oops, that we are live. Pal. Okay, right. I think there's been one. Okay. But someone who's just followed us on Twitter is actually a Man City fan, and his Twitter handle name is the Slow Walker. All right, okay, thank you for that, Slow Walker. I think maybe it kind of hit a nerve when I said that, you know, the reason why we're not going to get Declan Rice is because of Man City. All right, so I believe I can go into the live chat, and there's only been one comment, and it's from Daka. Daka, good afternoon to you. This is better because the valuation was pricey. It came to my mind this morning when I finished watching Guna Matters' video, 15-minute video, because I've said all along, £100 million for Declan Rice, but then I'm saying on the other hand, then pay the money. Pay the money, but again, Arsenal are going to do whatever they want to. They're not going to listen to me, are they? So if you think he's integral to how Arsenal must go to the next level in next season, then pay West Ham the money. Don't listen to the likes of me saying that, you know, Declan Rice is not worth that money. For me, there are other alternatives. Milovic-Savic plays for Juventus, I think, or is it Lazio? I think he plays for Lazio. He would be vastly cheaper than £100 million. Amrabat, Fiorentina, would be vastly cheaper than £100 million. So there are other alternatives out there. They're not, you know, Premier League players. They play in Serie A, but that's why we should have a strong scouting network, and we don't have that. We don't have that. Okay, there's not any other comments. I'll give it just a few more minutes. I did say I'll run for half an hour maximum, but I might be end up sooner. So, guys, we are streaming simultaneously on Canon 4 TV as well as Guna Matters. I've just been saying as a disclaimer, my comments are not necessarily Guna Matters' comments or opinions, and vice versa. So take that out of your hat. I've also said as well, click the like button for Canon 4 TV, but go over and make sure that you do subscribe on Guna Matters' platform. What else do we have here? What else do we got? Got one more comment that's just come in as well from Ivory, local badger. Big up Alex in the morning. Morning. As you spoke, as well, the morning, as in being sad. Well, actually, it could be, yeah. Good morning. We are not getting Declan. I'm happy with Amrabat. Yeah. Someone said, is it not similar to Vlahovic? Was it Vlahovic? And I said, for me, because the window had just opened, there's not enough days to give me the feeling of a Vlahovic feel about it. The longer it goes on, then I'm thinking, right, Declan Rice is not a serious priority for Arsenal. It's like my brother said many years ago. It's like Arsenal, you can't complain because Arsenal put in a bid. We tried to get the player. Did we try hard enough to get the player? I can't remember which player we were talking about back then. But if you're serious about getting a Declan Rice, just pay the money. Pay the money, irrespective of what I think about it, what all the other platforms in cyberspace think about the price of Declan Rice. You go out and pay the money. And so far, they have not done that, which leads me to believe why I put Declan Rice not signed for Arsenal. So who is most likely going to come in for Declan Rice? And I'll say this. To me, Declan Rice seems more like a Chelsea player, not an Arsenal player. And I don't know why I get those vibes from him. To me, he doesn't seem like an Arsenal player. It seems more like a Chelsea player. So it could be he's probably going to Chelsea, or maybe he's going to Man City. But he won't be going to Arsenal. Otherwise, we would have paid the money already. What's up? Branham, good morning to you. Also, better live the deal. They have a tendency of staying on one deal and finally, boom, they lose. They better do their deal in a fast pace, and that's what I've just said, brother. I've just said the same thing. Yeah, you leave it so long. What happens? You let another club come in. Why? Because basically you weren't really serious. You weren't serious about the player, because if you were serious about the player, I wouldn't be talking like this, like I am now, with all my stress lines. Calm down, Alex. Calm down. I promised my wife, don't get so. Anyway, get the deal done if you are serious. If you're not serious, just like a day ago, Arsenal, the PR machinery said Arsenal have pulled out of the Moises Caicedo deal. So if you're not serious, just let us know so we can all move on, although I've already moved on. I moved on from the beginning because I said there are other alternatives, stronger conservatives, alternatives who cost less, maybe half of £100 million. I sound like a scout, don't I? Okay. What else was there? Was something else I was going to... I am hoping. I mean, the Easy Talk, which is the flagship live show on Canal 4 TV, we'll be back this coming Friday. I know, literally, we just hit the weekend, but I'm just trying to give you a heads up for the following Friday or this coming Friday. I'm waiting for a special guest who does so much work in the community. I mean, I'm thinking you got a full-time job, but yet you're doing all these things for young people. So I'm still waiting for him to confirm that he will be coming on the Talk this Friday. But if they're not able, we'll be coming live anyway, at least. So because the transfer window has opened, expect me to be talking about transfers until the transfer window closes. And that's a hefty one. That's like a running a marathon, man. But I've just got to concentrate on the here and now, not so far over there. And expect more content coming from Guna Matters. Again, we are streaming live as well as on our platform, Canal 4 TV, as well as Guna Matters. And that's all I wanted to say. I'm just kind of waiting this one out because I did say I'll go for 30 minutes. It's only been 24 minutes. So I think because there's no more comments, I think what I will do, I will call it quits. Just trying to remind myself, have I forgotten anything? I have not forgotten anything. I've forgotten anything. Oh, you know what? I have forgotten something. I've forgotten something. I knew it. I've forgotten something. And you know what it is? So let me put this one up. So here's some breaking news for you lot. Right. So Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira is in line for a managerial return after being approached by the US men's national team. So according to ESPN Sports, Vieira is interested in the role with contact already been made about the position. Despite this, talks have not progressed so much. But the position was last held permanently by Greg Berhalter, whose contract expired following the World Cup. So that's a bit of breaking news there for you. Patrick Vieira is in line to come back into managerial hot seats for being the manager for the United States men's national team. And I'm going to wish him, all the best of luck. We talk about seeing the same names being totted around, the same names. When a particular club is struggling at the bottom of the table, the same names are being called to come in and rescue that club. But Patrick Vieira, I think you were sacked prematurely at Crystal Palace, but good luck to you. And I hope you do get the job and show all those naysayers that literally they lost out. Like they lost out. Okay, I think there's been a couple more. I think, yeah, there's been a couple more. Let's have a look here. I agree with you. Hillwood, who was broke, had more ambition than Kroenke's. Look at the top players he used to get. It's insane, brother. It feels like I just stepped into the Twilight Zone. Oh, where am I, man? A parallel universe, Twilight Zone. Peter Hillwood, no, his father. They would be turning over in their grave, man. Ambition. Well, listen, we know football for the longest time is big money business, even more so now with social media, and Arsenal having probably the biggest set of podcasters, on social media. I understand that, but sure, that has to come with ambition. And ambition, however you want to frame it, is for you to fight tooth and nail for what you want to achieve. Now, it could be we're all thinking one thing, and the Kroenkes are thinking something completely different. Because for them, I imagine, their ambition is to make money. And Arsenal, as an entity, makes a bucket load of money. So there lies in their ambition. But for the regular folks like us, who just want our club to compete and win major trophies, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Until we see a new ownership, that's when it will happen. It's not going to happen anytime soon because we've been waiting for almost 20 years for it to happen. Yes, I understand we almost had it last season, but when you see the same patterns happening over and over and over again, you must ask yourself the question, what's going on? In order for us to get to point A, and we've been trying to get to point A for 19 years. And we still see the same end product. Surely you've got to change something about your journey. Whether, I don't know, carry some water or buy yourself some new boots or carry a jacket to get yourself to point A. And Arsenal are wearing the same old boots, the same old jacket, walking all that distance to point A, not ever getting there, because we forgot to bring something. I'm trying to put it in layman terms. And I've said this before, whether it's about the recruitment, the profile of the players, because I'm looking at Aston Villa and Unai Emery. I don't want to go on about Unai Emery. And they're looking at a particular person, the director of football, that we almost got when Unai Emery was at Arsenal. So forget about recruitment, the kind of players that we want. We've got to have somebody in position who knows the kind of profile which would work to get the club to point A. So you can't really blame the players because we've recruited the players, but unfortunately the players haven't been the quite profile players who will get us to point A. That goes down to recruiting, and that goes down to the people or person who's recruiting the players. So there's so many elements to this wonderful big picture of Arsenal. Wonderful big picture. And you might say, but Alex, you're being a little bit too harsh. You're being too negative. Well, it's my opinion. I have a right to give my opinion. Whether my opinion ends up being negative, there is a reason why I end up being negative and annoyed and sometimes a little bit angry, which leads me to rant. Although you will never hear me use any foul language. We don't use foul language on Canal 4 TV. There's a reason for that. Because I want my club to be ambitious. Again, from layman terms, ambition for as a regular supporter like myself means winning major trophies. That's what ambition means for me. Winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League, and if we end up being in the Europa League, win the Europa League. If it means win the FA Cup final, win the FA Cup final. League Cup, win the League Cup. Whatever it takes. But we can't look at that picture. We have to roll it all the way back. All the way back to the kind of person that we need, or the kind of people that will lead us to the promised land. So it's the ownership, it's the board members, it's the director of football, it's the manager, and then comes the players, the kind of players that we want or we need to have to get us to point A. But if you're looking at point A and you're thinking, well, we still haven't made it yet. We haven't made it yet. Your mind should tell you, let's roll it all the way back. We can't get to this point yet until we solve that point. We can't get to that point because we have to roll it all the way back. And if it means look at the top, look at the top. I do want the Cronkies out. My mind has never changed. So because I don't bang on about it, doesn't mean, actually Alex is loving it. I'm still wanting the Cronkies out, and I want them out double quick time. And unless we have an overhaul of the philosophy, the ambition at the club, nothing is going to change. I will tell you that for a fact. Nothing is going to change. And I'm not trying to heap this all on Arteta's shoulders. No. There's a bigger group of people who need to be held accountable. And the owners have to be held accountable. That's the bigger picture. You might not like to hear what I'm saying to you, but that's my opinion. It might come across as being negative, and I don't apologize for that. I don't apologize for it sounding negative. Because sometimes when you give an opinion, you're going to upset people. You're going to upset people because people sometimes don't want to hear the truth. Roll it all the way back, not to the players, not to their mentalities, not to the coach, not to the manager, not to the director of football, not to the board, all the way up to the owner or owners of the club. Until that changes, nothing else is going to change. Your philosophy or the way that you walk and talk, you look at your employees, they will walk and talk the same way that you do. They are a reflection of how you are as a manager, a director, a line manager, whatever it is in that position there. So they reflect, and it comes all the way down, a mirror image of how you are or how they are. If you are ambitious, guess what? Your employees will be ambitious and they will look after you. If you couldn't give a damn, guess what? They're not going to give a damn. So it depends what you want. It depends what you want. Lead us to the promised land, whatever it takes. If it means, again, you look at Jorginho, I should rename players, but if it means, upsetting people, being ruthless to get to point A, then do it. Leave us in awe and say, oh my goodness, these people mean business because they've just done that. They've sold these players. Oh my goodness, they've sold those players and they've got in these players. Leave us in awe. But so far, it's the same pattern over and over and over again. How do you expect things to change if you don't change something? You're going to get the same results. And as I love Denzel Washington. For his movies, I mean, he should have won how many Academy Awards, but that's another story. But he has a saying, there's a video where he's motivating these youngsters who've just graduated. He says, you know what? You're going to fail, but you must not be fearful of failing. Fail from it, learn from it, and move on. But in order to move on and get what you want, you have to do something different to get something you've never had. I thought, what? Give me a moment on that one. Denzel, come with that one again, man. Denzel Washington, I had to repeat it over and over again. He said, in order for you to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done before. I was thinking, wow. You have to change something about yourself. You have to change something about the system to get something you've never had. We've never had the Premier League in almost 20 years because we're still doing the same thing over and over again. And what Denzel Washington is saying, you have to change something in order to get something you've never had. Change it to get it. And we're not doing that. They're not doing that. So if you are happy with the paradigm, with the status quo, then good luck to you. And again, if it comes across as being negative, I do not apologize for it. I don't apologize for it. Because as long as I have a breath in me, and as long as, you know, I look at the red and white of Arsenal, supporting red and white of Arsenal, I understand that there are indifferent people. We don't all think alike at Arsenal. No two people are the same, much less hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people. We're not the same. We all have different mentalities, different ambitions, different thoughts, different ages, different jobs, different families. But surely we should be thinking the same thing about getting our club to win major honours. You surely can't tell me you're happy with, oh, well, yeah, we just missed out in the Premier League. You know, but that's been the same pattern for almost 20 years. Like Denzel says, in order for you to get something you've never had, you have to do something you never did. Change something. Change the ingredients to get a different taste. In order for us to get to point A, what is point A? What is your point? What do you want Arsenal to achieve? What is the point A? Is it top four? Good luck to you. Congratulations, we've done that. But I'm saying from my point of view, for where I'm standing or where I'm sitting, my point A is winning the Premier League. It's winning the Champions League. It's buying players, top quality players. And if it means having to spend 100 million on top quality players, then do it. If it means upsetting some of the core group of players that we've had over the last 3 to 5 years, getting them out, then do it. Do it. Don't say, oh, well, you know, we're ambitious, and then actually your actions are telling us something different. Far rather tell us the truth. You know, we're not going to be pushing too far, in actual fact. The players we have, we're going to stick with those players. And then we can know where we stand. Don't tell us one thing, and then your actions are showing us something different. Because people believe you by your deeds, not by your words. Show us it by actions. If it means send our players, sell them, get them out. If it means, you know, breaking the bank to buy 6 players, then break the bank over and over again. But you're not showing us that. You're not showing us that. Do something different. Denzel Washington, man, I thought, my goodness, Denzel Washington, what are you talking about, man? In order for you to get something you've never had, you have to do something you never did. I thought, wow, that will live long in my memory, man. That will live long in my memory. In order for me to get that, I have to change my behavior. I have to change my behavior. I can't be looking about, I want to get that, and I still can't get that because I'm doing the same behavior. I've got to change my behavior, change your mentality, change your goals, change your dreams. But better still, put it in action. Show it in your action. There's a little rant for you. There's my rant of the day, man. In order for you to get something you never did, you have to do something you've never done before. I thought, oh my goodness. Denzel Washington, love you, brother, man. Love you, brother, man. Dearie me. Do you know what? I need to go back to the live chat. Those stress lines have disappeared. Make sure I don't want my wife to get upset. Get rid of those stress lines. I'll tell you what, I feel better for it, man. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, where we go now? Oh, did I read that one? No, yes, I did. Congrats to Patrick. Yeah, man. Good luck to him, man. Good luck to him. And I do wish him all the best, man. Brother, morning, Alex. Don't apologize for anything. Yeah, no, I'm not apologizing. Not apologizing because I remember, was it yesterday or the day before? Someone said, "But why, bro? Why are you negative?" I think it's my opinion, and I'm sorry I'm telling you something you don't want to hear, but you have to look at. Nobody remembers second place. The history books will record that we came second, but people are only concerned about winners. We have not won the Premier League for 20 years. And in short context, good luck to you, Mikel Arteta. I know he's KSC's man, Silent Stan, and Josh man, no matter what happens next season. So good luck to them. But I'm not saying Arteta out. But there's a reason why that we have not won the Premier League, let's say in the short term, over the course of 5 years. There's a reason for it. Much less 20 years. There's a reason for it. And you don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Take out the emotion, look at the facts. Have Arsenal won the Premier League in 19 years? The facts are right there. No, they haven't. Change something in order to get something. That's all I'm saying. Why do you think we're not going to sign Rice? Andre, Jonathan, good morning to you, or good afternoon. So let me break it down for you, brother. When I started doing the winter transfer window, which is January transfer window, I came across a news segment in various reports, outlets about Declan Rice and Arsenal. And Arsenal had said that he was going to be a priority for Arsenal in the summer transfer window. And mind you, this was January, just the turn of the year, a new year. And I'm thinking, in footballing terms, that is like an age and then some. In January, if he's a priority, sign him now. Okay, that's one segment. And then you arrive in now the summer transfer window. You put a bid in, nowhere near the £100 million. I'm putting 1 and 1 and coming up with 2. You can't tell me that Arsenal have flagged him up, that he is a priority signing. Okay. Window open last week. Alexis McAllister has already signed for Liverpool. 3 times cheaper than Declan Rice. And we have not signed Declan Rice. And do you know who's going to come in there, like I said from the get-go? Who's going to come in as like a wedge between Declan Rice and Arsenal? It will be Man City, because they have the bigger pulling power than Arsenal. They have a bigger pulling power than Liverpool, bigger pulling power than Man United, bigger pulling power than Newcastle. And Newcastle are a rich club. That is why Declan Rice will not sign for Arsenal. That's it. Come on, gooders and visitors, touch the like button. Be back for more news. Alex Washington, I don't know about that, man. Hey, Glenn, man. Pop. Guys, you know what? We've had Glenn on California TV 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, 3 years ago. If you want to see some serious content, man, well, Glenn, this brother here, got to speak to the club captain, Martin Ødegaard. I kid you not. Now, Glenn, I know we haven't spoken really since that happened, because what I saw the snippet, you were speaking to this young lady, and then all of a sudden she says, "Oh, I've got a special guest," and she brought on Martin Ødegaard to speak to her. And I know you were like shocked, you didn't know what to say. But guys, go out and check Glenn's content. Wonderful stuff, man. So good to see you in the live chat, brother. I want Arsenal fans to say Kroenke, just go is over. Been saying it for the longest time, man. Passionate speech Oh, just well, thank you for putting it like that. Some people might say, well, it's actually is a rant. I prefer the words passionate speech. Denzel Washington, man, that just hit me there. I was thinking, I can make a link to that to so many things in my life, at least. So many things, you know. I've been thinking, oh, but I want that, but I'm still showing the same behavior. I'm thinking, well, then actually not serious. Because if you want that thing or to have that style, that lifestyle, you need to change something about yourself. Change something. When you get up in the morning, don't be sat in the bed thinking, oh, yeah, I want that. Then get up early and get it. And that's why I made the link to Arsenal. You know, if you're saying that you want the club to win major honours, but yet you don't change something, what's going to happen? Arsenal are not going to win major honours. It's as simple as that. Best rant ever. I applaud you, brother. Bravo, this channel. No, man. A passionate speech. Some people don't need to hear that early in the morning, man. Oh, my goodness. That's Alex with his passionate speech. It's too early in the morning for that, man. And you know what? I've got some work in the garden to do, and my wife's calling me now. Thanks, legend. I'm more positive, but I understand where you're coming from. Hopefully, we get it done soon. But Glenn, like I said, man, from January, I've been watching your content, man. January, if you're telling me in January, a priority signing for the summer, why not just get it done now? Get it done now. And if you can't get it done now, get it done double quick time in the summer. And where are we? He's not signed. And he won't be signed for Arsenal. He'll probably go to Chelsea, and which makes more sense. To me, he seems like a Chelsea player, not an Arsenal player. And it doesn't go to the other London club. He'll probably going up north to Man City, where he'll be guaranteed major trophies in the short term, medium, and long term. Arsenal fans are like a feather blown from a very building. They wait on the way down. They sway from side to side. In the same time, change their minds on the way down. Ooh, boom. I hope Arteta does any given Sunday speech. Dearie me. When you give an opinion, you're going to upset people, and much like the other way around, when people are giving me their opinion, I don't always agree with it, but it's their opinion. As long as they're not inciting racism or violence or all that, discrimination there, then it's their opinion, isn't it? It's their opinion. Right. I think we've come to an end. I believe we've come to an end. Have we come to an end? I spoke about him inside 5 minutes. Romero Lavia, maybe as a long-term future, but not in the short term. And it's a lot of money. £45 million for a 19-year-old who's now no longer playing in the Premier League. The only team to have done the double over Man City, Southampton. But I think maybe in the long term, but yeah, I don't think so. Where is it? I spoke about him inside 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Somehow this tells me no, no, no. Although a lot of people might be saying yes, yes, yes. Yeah. There you go, people. I believe that we have finished on this show over here. So like I said, no, those of you who've been supporting us or subscribed to us or following us for the longest time, this time, the silly season, transfer windows, Alex will be doing a lot more of recorded short videos, transfer videos, not more than 2 minutes. And I've recorded one about Kai Havertz, the latest news about Kai Havertz. You couldn't make this stuff up. And more live content. I've got to think about my well-being, man. I don't want to be doing like passionate speeches every single day, man. All right, okay. So that's what's going to be happening. In regards to the segments, Yeah, Monday. I'm not sure where Glenn. No, I don't think Glenn went, bro. I don't think there's any need for me doing for now anyway. At least the midday Monday show, because now Glenn is kind of up the ante and he's going live, and we're kind of helping him to try and get very quickly to 1,000. And I don't know, man, 1,000 subscribers, Glenwyn. Bro, man. I saw your subscriber count. You're on like I think you're 20 short now on 200. I think what happened there, man? Oh God, Derek. Oh wow, that sleep must have done me some good. I was thinking when I checked the other day, you were on like 160 or 162, and all of a sudden, I think you're like 20 short of 200 subscribers. So if you're watching now, I'm talking to you. That's right. I can see you doing this. Mr. Fodder, stop. I'm going to carry on. If you're watching now, go into YouTube, because I have not left a link. Type in Guna Matters, not with an S, with a Z, and subscribe. Actually, Glenman, can you quickly drop in the link to your channel before I log off? Because I did not leave the link. Because when I do my uploads, your link is not part of the template upload code I've got there, but I'll change that. So if you're watching now, go over and subscribe to Guna Matters. Let's help Glenwyn make it to 1,000 and get his channel monetized at least. Yeah. See, there you go. So Glenwyn, quicker, because Hybrid Local Badger wants to subscribe to your channel. So quickly leave the link for your channel in the live chat, please. So if there's 15 of yous watching now, I expect you to go over and to subscribe to Guna Matters. Like I said, in order for you to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. All right? I've got to listen to Alex now. Don't listen to me. Listen to Denzel Washington, man. Oh, my goodness. Just check it out. Denzel Washington motivational speech. That was a cracker. Yeah. So going quickly. We're waiting for you to put the link to your channel. There you go. He's put it in there now. So guys, make sure that you do go over and subscribe. I'll think about it. I'll do it later. Do it now. Right? I've been saying about Arsenal. January. Wait until the summer. No. Subscribe now. There it is, right there. Have I done it? There it is. It's right there. It's right there. There it is. So click the link. We cannot make it any easier for you. I mean, we can't lift up your finger for you. All right. Click the link. You see his channel. Gently touch the subscribe button and help Glenn make it a little bit, one step closer to his Premier League. His Premier League is 1,000 subscribers. There you go. Oh, lovely jubbly. I'm not even going to apologize for that little, was it a rant? It was a passionate speech. I'm not going to apologize for that, because that's the way that I feel, without the stress lines. God dear, Alex. Oh dear. So we are finished. We are done on the show over here. And let's just wait and see. Arsenal, because I'm not heaping all this on Edel's shoulders. I get he's still inexperienced, even though he got the promotion. It's a bigger picture. It's a bigger group of people who should be held accountable. But I'm saying that, but I know there are sections of the fan base and supporters who are happy with what they're doing, and it's good luck to you. But I, for one, I'm never going to be happy. I will always hold Arsenal to the highest level possible, or to point A. Point A is to win major honours at Arsenal, not to be, we become an almost club. Oh, we almost won the Premier League. Oh, we just missed out on the champion. No. Win major honours. And again, if it means to sell players we've just brought in, or players that we like, in order to get us to point A, then so be it. Anyhow, people, we are done on this show. And again, another shout out to Gunnar Matters. And again, this disclaimer: my opinions, my thoughts are not necessarily shared by Gunnar Matters. Although we're streaming simultaneously, does not mean that we have or hold the same opinions. Okay, it's just that we're trying to help him, and we're doing that to some extent. But just because I'm giving my opinion in a mini rant doesn't mean that Glenn would probably do the same thing or agrees with me. Okay, a bit of a disclaimer. Apart from that, I will be going hard and fast with more Arsenal transfer news, again in short videos. There is a video coming out in an hour and 30 minutes time in regards to Kai Havertz. You couldn't make this stuff up, which is why I said, when you're watching this transfer news, don't get so caught up, Mr. Cannon Fodder, because it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. No matter what you think, no matter what I think, Arsenal are going to do whatever they think. And if it means, maybe buy one player in a transfer window, then they're going to do it. I'm not going to say that's what they're going to do. I'm just giving it as an example. They're going to do whatever they believe and feel is right for the club. I mean, it's a shame they can't see the bigger picture, but that's just the way it is. Right, I've got some gardening to do, and I've got a phone call to make back to my wife. She's been calling me. She probably said, "I'm watching you, calm down. Those stress lines are coming back." Anyhow. No. Thank you for joining me. I'll say thanks and give gratitude to you sticking with me and watching me, and also Glenn Kitely. Oh my goodness, go and check out his platform and where he was speaking to Martin earlier. I think, oh, that's Glenn. I know Glenn. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Which is why they'll never come on Cannon 40 TV, will they? They will never come on Cannon 40 TV. Anyhow, enjoy the remnants of your day, because I don't know, maybe you're on North, Central, South Asia, which means you're probably sleeping, I think, or just waking up. Or you could be stateside, North, Central, South America, which means you're just waking up. If you're somewhere stuck in the middle of me, God help you. Anyhow, this has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world.